Good afternoon, welcome back to my channel, and this is going to be the 52 game challenge update for 2025. So the first 10 games I've beat in 2025. If you'd like to see the first 10 games that I've beaten in 2025, you'll have to wait until after these.
Hi, this is Stuart from Generation Pixel and I support the Turnberry Titans. Well, of course I do. Look, pause my game to be here. And if you want to help raise some money for Glasgow's Children's Hospital, then please join the Turnberry Titans on the 1st of November 2025 over in GameClub52 Gaming, because it's a worthwhile event and you never know, I might even pause my game again to make a guest appearance over there. Thank you and support the Turnberry Titans.
I'm Super Jim and I support the Turnberry Titans in their charity drive for Glasgow Children's Hospital.
Oh, it's another day. Oh, hello there. Well, my name is the Rampage Talk, and I'm here to support the Turnberry Titans charity drive for Glasgow's Children's Hospital. Come on, Gibbs, come on, you can do this. Come on, Gibbs.
So that was a couple of supporters for the charity coming up in November, and I forgot to put them into the video because I'm a numpty. But yeah, if anybody wants to get in touch and do a little video to show some support for the stream at the end of the year, then please just get in touch with me through WhatsApp or through my email or something, or just get in touch with me anyway and get us a wee video across, and we'll get you put in one of the update videos. But so the 52 game challenge, the first 10 games have been beaten. It's taken me a little while, to be honest. In the last couple of weeks I've just been a little bit I've been in a little bit of a rut. I've not been wanting to play much. there's been kind of bits and bobs going on, and I just I've not been able to concentrate as much, but I've enjoyed all these games I've played so far. I've tried playing other games, I fell off them because I'm just not in the right headspace at the moment. But anyway, these are the first 10 games of the year. So the first game I beat this year was Tommy's Game of the Year from Dad and Lads. This was his Game of the Year from last year, and it was Space Marine. Absolutely brilliant game. I love playing through this. The graphics were absolutely stunning. The photo mode was amazing. I loved the photo mode in this, and it was just really good. Action, running about, just smashing aliens. It was just absolutely brilliant. It's exactly what I expected it to be, exactly what I wanted it to be. It was just big, mindless fun. I absolutely loved it. I loved it. And then the second game I beat this year is a game from PS3, and I've heard loads of folk talking about this game like many years, and I just haven't got onto it because I'm not a big fan of like Grand Theft Auto games. But the game that I played was Sleeping Dogs, and I bloody love this as well. It's so good. I played it on the PS4, I'm sure. The PS4 version on PS5 I played it, but this is brilliant. It's got a fantastic storyline of an undercover cop in the triads, and it's just fantastic. It has got that Grand Theft Auto kind of DNA, but I'm not really into Grand Theft Autos, but I really enjoyed this. I thought this was fantastic. I liked the characters, I liked the storyline, I liked the undercover storyline, I liked your pals within the triads, and I really enjoyed the street racing part. The street racing part was really good fun. The racing itself was really enjoyable. It was better than a lot of racing games that I've played in a wee while. But this game is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Can't recommend Sleeping Dogs enough. And then the next one I played was the actual Game of the Year from last year, and it's Astrobot. Absolutely brilliant, massive Sony pony. So everything in this was just glorious. It was so good. All the little subtle nods, all the wee Sony bots that you pick up. This is brilliant. And I think I was talking to like Ross and that on the 52 club chat. Like I think it would be amazing if like the Sony kind of infrastructure was around this game, and every time you got a platinum trophy in any of your games, it popped up in this. Or I think one of them said, I think it was Ross said, like if you got a platinum in one of your games, it would pop up in this, and then like a wee Astrobot or one of the wee kind of bad guys would steal it, and you'd have to go and chase them to get the platinum. It's just a stupid little kind of idea, but I think it would be really, really cool because this is just brilliant, and it is like a big gallery. It's a big museum of PlayStation, and it's just wonderful. I absolutely loved it. And then the next one we finished was Club52 game, which was Inversion. This was a Eddie pick from Roller Floor. I didn't mind this game. I didn't think it was brilliant. I thought it was okay. I think it got like middle of the road reviews, like 6s and 7s, and you can see why it's justifiably a 6-7 kind of game. I thought it was alright. I thought for a game called Inversion, you don't control the inversing. It's only certain parts of the game where it kind of forces you to go on the side of a building and things like that, which does kind of make sense because I think it would break the game otherwise if you were just to inverse it whenever you wanted to, like you could just fall off the map and things like that. But I think they could have gave you control of it a bit more in some situations. It was alright. It's a little bit framey, obviously, but it's very much of its time. And graphically, it was alright. Again, it's very much of its time. It's very grey, brown, kind of that kind of era of kind of gaming. But aye, it was okay. Next one, this game was absolutely brilliant. I remember I played this a while ago and I didn't stick with it because I didn't really get into it, but I loved the first two in this series, and it's Metro Exodus, sorry. And the reason I loved the first two was because they're very narrative driven. They're from I can't remember his name. I wonder if it's in the back here or in the front. Nah. Oh yeah, inspired by the novels of Dmitry Glukhovsky. So these are based on novels, and the first two were brilliant. You know, they were very, very narrative driven, very story focused, and then this one is a lot more open world, and that's where it threw me, and I fell off it a while ago, and then I went back to it recently, played it again, and it's fantastic. And it is open world, however, it's more like open world sections. Like there's like 4 different stories in the one game kind of thing, so you'd be like it was kind of like a swamp area at the start, like a swamp kind of industrial kind of area at the start, and then you went on to like a desert area, and then you went on to I want to say a jungle area, and then a snowy area. Like it's split into 4 different kind of biomes, and it tells different stories in them areas, and the stories are brilliant, like, as you'd expect from like the first two. And the first 2 games recently are on the Switch store for £2.39. That's an absolute bargain. I don't know how they play on the Switch, but for £2.39 to get Metro 2033 Redux and Metro Last Light, that's an absolute bargain. Anyone should be picking that up. But this one was absolutely brilliant. Really, really, really enjoyed it my second time around. And then my 5th game was Midnight Suns. Again, a big surprise for me. I'm not really into what they called strategy RPG. Is it strategy RPG? I think it is. I'm not really into them, but this one it clicked with me right from the start. I absolutely loved it. I think it's because I do like Marvel and I do like Marvel characters. And also it's got a kind of persona aspect. It's got that kind of social aspect. So when you're not in the world, you're not fighting, you're at the Abbey, and the Abbey is where you kind of free roam and you talk to all the different characters and all that, and you strengthen relationships with them, and then you find out loads of cool bits of lore and stuff. When it comes to the lore of Midnight Suns, I'm not too clued up on Marvel Midnight Suns. I know of the Marvel Midnight Suns, but I just don't know too much about it. So In the game, you've got like Blade and Ghost Rider. You've got Wolverine, Iron Man. Well, Iron Man comes into it. Well, he's at the start, but he's not a Midnight Sun. But he becomes a Midnight Sun. But anyway, I know of the Midnight Suns, but there's a few characters I didn't know of. And the main character in the game is a brand new character, I believe, and he's made, or she, so it's a creator character. So you created a character called the Hunter, and the Hunter was what is it? An eternal rest until you woke him up to come and fight the big bad. Really cool wee photo mode as well. Nice graphics. I really enjoyed this. It was a big surprise for me. I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy it, but I gave it a go and played it all the way through and loved it. And then the next one I finished was Fort Solace. So this one was recommended by, who was it, Ross Bahamas played it. Trying to think who else. Paul, I think the other might have played it. Also a guy called Unnecessary Rambling, I think his name is Brandon. He really highly rated this like last year, and I loved it. I absolutely love this. This is my kind of game. It's very short. It's like 5-6 hours long, if that. It's a narrative driven, almost like a walking simulator. It's very eerie. I wouldn't say it was like scary like horror. It's just really eerie, really unnerving. You don't know what's going on or what's going to happen, and it keeps you hooked all the way through. I loved it. I thought the performances were brilliant. Troy Baker's in it, Troy Baker. He plays the Doctor in it. And I just absolutely loved it. The graphics were stunning as well, absolutely sensational. I really enjoyed this, and it's definitely worth a playthrough. I was waiting for it to come down in price physically because I've seen it in my game for a long time and it was up at 30 quid. For ages it was 30 quid, but I seen online it was 20 quid in game and it just wasn't in my local game, I don't know why. So it finally came down to 20 quid and I snapped it up and I loved it. Definitely, I recommend that. If you're looking for a game just as a wee kind of palate cleanser, something that you don't want to get too stuck into and you just want to kind of go through a game very linear like, then Fort Solace, I'd highly recommend that. Next one we played was Tomb Raider 2. So I played this on the, it's downstairs, I played it on the, Tomb Raider Trilogy Remastered, so the 1, 2, 3. So I played 1 last year, I played 2 this year. And this was my favourite Tomb Raider growing up when I was younger. But man, it's bloody frustrating. It is so frustrating. Even using the modern controls, it's still frustrating. I loved it, absolutely loved it. But it's a lot harder than I remember it being. Honestly, I don't know how we played these games back in the day when we were younger, because it's very finicky. It's very you have to line up your jumps just right. You have to like get them inch perfect. But I did really enjoy it again because it's a game from my past, and I loved it. It was definitely my favourite one out of the 3. And like I said before, I've not really played the third one much. I played it, but I didn't finish it back in the day, so I need to play that again. So I will play that for sure. And then after Tomb Raider 2, we played Resident Evil Village. I absolutely loved this game. I didn't play it in VR. I was so annoyed I didn't play it in VR. So I was playing it, I installed it all up, and I just started the game, and you had to download the VR patch for it, which is fine. I thought, right, I'll just start it, go through the kind of the start of the game, and then once the VR patch is done, I'll just load it back up in VR where I was. And you can't do that. You have to start the whole game again in VR. So I thought, nah, I'm not doing it. I'll just go through it and play an old flat screen mode, and I will play it again in VR someday. But I absolutely love this game. It was so good. I'm surprised I've not played it before. And the big reason I liked it is because if you didn't know, I mean, you kind of have to know about what happened in Resident Evil 7 with Ethan Winters in the Baker house. It kind of starts off right a couple of years after that. But you wouldn't really think it was a Resident Evil, and it's cool how it kind of separates itself from that. Other than bloody Chris is in it right at the start as well. Anyway, it's not until you get really into it that you start to see the connections with Umbrella and Spencer Mansion and things like that. Like, you don't it felt very, very fresh and very, very new. I liked the family in the village that you've got to go and fight. You've got Lady Dimitrescu. My God, I can't remember all the names. You've got the guy that has the lichens. You've got the big... I can't remember the names, that's terrible. The swamp bad guy. And then you've got... My favourite level of them all was the one in the doll's house. That was so cool, man. That is so cool, so different, so not Resident Evil. It was a really cool game, and I bloody loved it, and I want to play it again in VR at some point. And then game number 10 was this month's 52 game. And just as I'm making this video, a lot of folk are pinging that they nearly finished it, or they have finished it in the Club 52, and it is Fist. And all the guys, I think, loved it. So I won't say too much on it because we'll go do a stream, but I don't know when the stream will be, and I don't know if I'll be available for the stream. But what I will say about this is, I thought it was a good game. I didn't think it was that. I think it was just good, like a good 7 or 8 out of 10. And the reason why I didn't rate it quite as highly is because like I said, I've been going through a little bit of a rut. I've not been enjoying my games at the moment, and this just felt like a chore. I just felt like I was churning through it. But like, it is good, and I'm very hypocritical because I'm always the one that will say things like, why would you get the Switch version when you can get the PS4 or PS5 version? Like, and then I opted to get the Switch version, and I don't really know why I went for the Switch version. I think I just wanted to play my Switch because it doesn't really get played much. And I wish I went for the PS4 version, PS5 version, because on the Switch version, very reminiscent to when I was playing Little Nightmares. When you die, and I die a lot in games, when you die, it takes for ages to body load back up. Ages, man. Like, that little loading progress wheel just... annoying. Like, Little Nightmares was terrible for it. This isn't quite as bad, but it's still bad. And when I was watching like other videos on Fist on PS5, PS4, it looks nice and there's some colour to the game. On the Switch version, it seems very washed out. It looks very bland. It doesn't look like the colours pop as much. But it was good. It was good. But it was bloody hard as well. Those bosses, they just kicked my arse for ages, man. Like, I had to lower the difficulty on, I want to say, the second last boss, because I just couldn't do him. I just could not do him. He was just doing my head in. But Fist, it was a good game. Happy to play it. I won't go back and play it again. I don't think I'll play it again. I know the guys are all going for the platinums and stuff, but nah. One playthrough was good enough for me. Anyway, that is my... I was going to say pickups, it's no pickups. That is my first 10 games of the year for the 52 game challenge. I feel like I'm a little bit behind. I'm not really, but just where I want to be, I'm a little bit behind. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and take care. Cheers. Bye bye.